Guys, LA has always been like a super crazy place. Absolutely. Right. The only time I've really ever encountered any type of like sideshow or these street takeover things, right, where they like are in the middle of the street wreaking absolute havoc, has been there. I think that it is absolutely silly. It's a waste of time, waste of energy. There's nothing really beneficial coming from this, but listen, kids are going to be kids, obviously. But let's go ahead and check this out, guys.
Takeovers happening within 24 hours of each other in that exact same spot.
Oh, guys, this is a suggestion via Discord, guys.
In South LA. We were there this evening as drivers took over this intersection of Florence Avenue and Hooper Avenue in Florence. It's the same place where a car lost control and then drove into a crowd during a dangerous sideshow last night. KCAL 9's Lori Perez is live tonight there. And Lori, you were in the middle of it all tonight.
Yeah, I can't even believe what we actually saw. But first things first, for anyone who's wondering how often these street takeovers are
all
happening.
The time.
We found 2 within a matter of hours today. In fact, the first one, we arrived just moments after.
Guys, I'm guessing it's probably like a group me or like some type of Instagram profile that's telling people where to meet.
Matter of hours today. In fact, the first one, we arrived just moments after it ended. The second one was right here, as you said, at the intersection of Hooper and Firestone. We rolled up on it as it was happening. You can see the fresh skid marks. You also can probably see a lot of remnants from balloons. There was a massive water balloon fight, which is also part of the culture of these street takeovers. But we want to get you right to the video that we rolled on.
Let's go.
Watch this unbelievable moment as a car actually makes contact with people. It hits them. It did not appear anyone was seriously hurt, but I am not exaggerating. I'm not sensationalizing. I am not being dramatic when I say this was one of the most insanely dangerous things I have ever seen. Watch how close these...
So you out here risking your life over nothing. Nonsense. All these kids, right? Like, what actually happens to the people that are actually driving these vehicles? Like, do they all get away? Like, imagine also being in line. Imagine being in line, guys. And you're just waiting for the red light to switch, and then all of a sudden you have this. I don't think this could honestly happen anywhere else but California. Like, there's a level of, like, weakness, I'm guessing, maybe they care too much about people's feelings or emotions or something or what it is. I have no idea. But why are these people not in jail? Like, none of these people should have their licenses, obviously. They're sitting there injuring people. Like, what happens? Like, what do you tell the hospital? When they ask you what happened, what do you tell them? Do you tell them this? Are you immediately arrested for even participating in this, guys?
These cars come to a crowd of several hundred people as the drivers do donuts at high speed over and over. The crowd swelling and scrambling to jump out of the way. The screeching of the tires and the cheering of the crowd all adding to just a really surreal scene of, if I may say, absolute unnecessary risk. 3 cars at a time took to the inner circle for almost 45 minutes straight, stopping traffic in all directions. As I would say, about 500 people gathered around for the show, cars and trucks coming in and out of that
circle. Guys, why are we doing this?
It seems the drivers are unintimidated, unafraid of any consequences because, as you mentioned,
they're in California. We got to worry about, bro. Like, these are these people who are running into stores, pilfering, basically, and walking straight out while the government is basically telling them that they can't do anything to stop these people that are taking things from these locations. They can do nothing about that, guys. Right? And they're probably just going to get off.
Had a street takeover at this exact spot last night, and they came back today. South LA residents and workers tell us
the exact
these
spot
are becoming more and more common and more scary.
I'm just thinking, man, somebody's going to get hurt. That's plain and simple because they're out of control.
Do you think it's been happening more often, like recently?
Right here?
Yeah.
It's all the time. It's like once a week if they can do it.
Yeah.
Guys, why are there no like cameras like sitting on like the lights or anything showing the police exactly where these things are happening, right? Guys, we need some like...
Yeah, and we spoke with Ms.
Something needs to get better, obviously.
Where there was another street takeover this afternoon. A witness gave us this video of the crowd there. And when that happened, and when those street takeovers happened, the store he works at and the gas station workers nearby told us they go inside, they actually lock up, they shut down their business.
I can imagine.
Another consequence of these street takeovers. He says the police do eventually come, they blare their sirens, and, you know, the crowd does disperse. But other than that, nothing really happens. And I have to say, that's what we saw happening here as well. After about 40 minutes, we could hear the sirens of LAPD coming, and the crowd started to break up.
Bro, you got there before the police did? The news did? Guys, come on.
But everyone, no one was stopped
Come on,
as far
guys.
as we could see. Again,
This is
I was
clown
really
world.
very afraid someone was going to get hurt today, including ourselves. We were, you know, of course, trying to get close to get some video, and at certain points during that, I really just had to take some steps back because I thought we were just way too close to those cars as they were really flying and totally, in my estimation, out of control. Leslie, back to you.
Yeah,
Lori,
they
as
were
you
out of
mentioned,
control,
just
absolutely.
Unnecessary risk, not only for the people
Bro, natural selection is what it sounds like.
involved, but of course for people living in that area and you yourself. But Lori, you and your photographer Mike Johnson, you know, found yourself in the middle of all of this tonight, and we can see behind you the streets are clear now. So how long did this all take?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, it was about 45 minutes solid, which was something I was telling to Mojo here, was that, you know, you're under the impression that these things kind of take place very quickly, that they show up, that they, you know, do their donuts,
it's
spin outs
orchestrated.
and such.
It's
and
obviously
they're,
orchestrated.
You know, gone in about 10, 15 minutes. But this was a solid 40, 45 minutes of them doing that and doing their stunts before anyone started to leave. So that was interesting.
Lori, this is a story we have been following closely as we continue, as you mentioned, to see these sideshows just pop up all over our community and police trying to stop them. But again, it has been difficult. Of course, we'll keep our eye on what happened here and this evolving issue.
Yeah. And Leslie, if I can just add one more thing, you know, the other consequence of this is, you know, as I mentioned, everything comes to a stop, all traffic. So everyone in cars and on buses, I could see several buses filled with people that were just immobile for that entire 40, 45 minutes. And you know, that's can be, you know, more than an inconvenience. It can be dangerous for people who need to get somewhere or who are trying to get somewhere as well. So it's just another thing to think about as we cover these stories.
Yeah, you think about emergency vehicles, ambulances, if someone needs help. So we thank you so much, and we're glad you're okay.
That's a good point.
Well,
guys, the thing about it, guys, I don't think that this could actually happen anywhere else except for there, guys. Again, like, think of any place, let's say in the South, for example, right? I'm not sure that these people will make it home safely, right? Anywhere else but specifically in California, guys. I don't see it. You know, in places where people actually have rights to utilize the entire Constitution, not just bits and pieces that, you know, make sense in that region at least, right? But, yeah, Second Amendment is I don't see this happening in any of the Second Amendment states, guys. I just don't. And there definitely needs to be like massive amounts of jail time. I never want to see people just sitting in jail for no reason, guys. And that's not who I am, right? But like this, bro, dangerous. You're putting other people's lives at risk. You're stopping business. You're stopping traffic. You're stopping buses. Emergency vehicles are not going to be able to get through there, right? And I just saw another one recently regarding an Amazon truck was stuck, basically, guys. So an Amazon truck was stuck matter of fact, hold on, guys. Wait. All right, so an Amazon truck was stuck at one of these ridiculous sideshow events, right? And all the people just turned directly onto the vehicle and decided that it was going to be a really good idea, right? Really good idea. Super amazing good idea to attack the vehicle.
A street takeover in the Sacramento area turned violent after officers with the California Highway Patrol say spectators broke into an Amazon truck. CHP this morning releasing a video of the incident as sideshows are not only becoming a nuisance, but also a serious safety concern in our area. ABC 10's Garsh Paul Sangha has a look at the video.
Let's go. Right here, guys.
A sideshow in the Sacramento area turned hostile after an Amazon truck approached this unknown intersection. Spectators started climbing onto the semi and throwing objects at it.
And guys, these are going to be the same people, right, whose parents would just be absolutely angry if something actually happens to them. Like, just be fully aware. Your kids are in this very specific situation. I'm not sure that my kid would ever be in a situation like this. He would never be allowed to, right? But this here, guys. God, guys. Like, what are we going to do when Amazon starts raising its prices because, in a very specific region at least, because of this type of thing?
Starting to get mobbed by the crowd.
These images captured by the California Highway Patrol Air Division shows eventually spectators allegedly broke into the cargo container, but the driver was able to get away unharmed and with most of the cargo. CHP says hundreds of vehicles and spectators were at this incident, and with the help from Elk Grove and Sacramento Police Departments, multiple people were arrested. Sacramento Police tells ABC 10 this CHP video appears to be related to a sideshow crackdown last Sunday that involved over 400 vehicles, saw officers tow 13 of them, and issued 12 citations. And this comes as more sideshows around the area have caused safety concerns.
But I hope people don't take life for granted.
The Ramos family of Sacramento.
Bro, they take their life for granted, absolutely. And everyone else's time that they're wasting.
Mourns the death of their son and brother, who was killed in a shooting in Stockton last weekend, just after he attended a sideshow.
We're just waiting for him to come home, knock on the door, open the door, and just walk in as quiet as he can, like he usually did, trying to scare one of us.
Unnecessary loss of life, guys.
It doesn't feel real at all.
No arrests have been announced in that case, but frightening moments for an Amazon truck driver.
Trucks getting jumped on.
Escaping just in time.
Like, imagine you are a truck driver, okay? You're an Amazon truck driver, and there's a gigantic amount of people coming specifically to, honestly, hijack your vehicle, right? What happens if you would have just driven forward a little bit? What happens next year, guys? Right? All of these kids are putting their lives at risk for what exactly? For nothing, bro. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Let me know in the comments what you guys think, guys. Yeah, enjoy your day.